Hi lovely rubies, hope you're well today. Thank you for joining me for a new episode of the Believe podcast. So what is the Believe podcast? It is an uplifting show with the focus on positivity, self-belief and creating actionable steps towards your dreams. Sometimes I'll be joined by some amazing, inspiring special guests and sharing tips and advice on life, happiness and success in business, all sorts of things. Watching this on the video form on YouTube, I'm having to just read off my blurb because I've been finding if I have to kind of think too much on the spot at the moment, I get all tongue-tied. I think it's because I overthink things and kind of worry about things coming out of my mouth in the right order and in the best way, and whereas really I just need to talk and then, you know, it will be what it will be. So yeah, that's the Believe podcast. I'm so happy you're here. So today's episode is kind of building on last week's episode about small steps equaling big wins. I've just had a little bit of my dinner because my tummy kept rumbling. Because yes, I'm kind of batching content together, which means kind of filming things together, which is actually something we'll be talking about in today's episode. So before we go too much further, I do want to just give my socials a shout out. If you'd like to follow me, I am at hannahrubymusic, and I also have Ruby Music Academy at Ruby Music Academy, Ruby Music Acad on Twitter. So basically the short blurb of Ruby Music Academy, it's all about music and mindsets. It's basically an uplifting community of like-minded people who empower and lift each other up to grow and go after their biggest dreams, with lots of sparkle and red. So being Ruby Music Academy, the primary target audience is musicians, but it's also for other creators or just people who just want more for themselves, want to go after their biggest dreams and kind of be in a really uplifting space to encourage them to go after their dreams and do the things that they know that they're capable of. To celebrate, I do have a brand new newsletter that I've made and an amazing free gift, if I do say so myself. And it's basically it's called the Time to Organise bundle. You can find out more. I'll put a link in the show notes, or if you're on YouTube, kind of in the description box or in the comments for mobile users. And basically it's all a digital download. It's a big workbook planning for next year, your yearly, your monthly, your quarterly goals with a focus on kind of positivity and self-care. I have a really beautiful self-care ideas graphic I made that you can display on your device or print it off and display around your house. And I also have a creatives bucket list with prompts to encourage you to go after your creative dreams. So yeah, that's super exciting. That is a free gift at the moment for all you lovely rubies who sign up to my first ever newsletter. And be quick about it because it definitely will not be around for long. So yeah, anyway, so on with today's episode. Today's episode is about setting yourself up for success through routines and habits. I'm just looking down because I've written it all in my lovely rain or shine notebook. Hello Indy, joined by my dog Indy. Hello Inns, right mate? So yeah, if you hear huffing and puffing, that's what that's about, because actually, to be fair, you can't see her on the video either, though she's knocking into my tripod. Thank you, Indy. So I've just written a few things down here that I kind of wanted to cover. So basically, you want to make it as easy as possible to achieve what you want to achieve. So basically, you need to get really clear on your goals and what you want, and you can use my free gift that I've got for you for the newsletter to do that, or you know, a notebook or wherever you like to do some. Give yourself permission to dream, basically, and dream big and really think about the things that you would love to do. Don't limit yourself. just let your imagination run wild and really think about what you'd love to create for your life. And then kind of from that, you kind of want to work back and just kind of think what's kind of like the next right move. I don't need to see the whole staircase, but what's something small that I could do that would take me in the direction of that particular goal? What will help me get there? What do I need to do? Is there somebody I can speak to who can help me? So yeah, that's the first thing you kind of want to do, is get clear on what you want. And then basically you want to set yourself up for success by keeping it super simple, to be honest. And kind of a phrase that's been really key for me this week is following the path of least resistance, but kind of like towards my goals, if that makes sense. So sort of like the lazy guide to achieving goals, basically, because I know for a fact if I don't keep it simple and I don't make it easy, I won't stick to it. So this is really important as well, because it's really easy, to be honest, to follow things when you're motivated, because you're really excited, you're raring to go. But then there's some days when, you know, you can't say one of your goals, like mine, is, you know, to be a healthy weight or whatever, and one of your goals is to go to the gym. That's really easy when I feel really motivated and like excited, and I've been watching loads of inspiring content that's like, yes, I'm really looking forward to it. But then there's days when I really don't feel like it. It's harder. There's a few things basically you can do to kind of create routines and habits to kind of create this kind of easiness. I say easiness, you know, kind of making it easier for you. And by no means is this list exhaustive. It was just some things that came to mind when I was thinking about this topic earlier. So okay, so one of the first things that comes to my mind, to be honest, is when I'm getting clear on my goals, I kind of think about the things for me that are musts, because musts, like I think it was Tony Robbins that said it, must get done. It's a should, you know, it can easily go to the side. So for me, I think, what are my non-negotiables of the day? So I'll give you an example. A non-negotiable for me is that I go to the gym. I go to the gym 3 times a week and I do my half an hour run. I write a very basic song every day. And I practice guitar every day. They're examples of non-negotiables for me. And basically you want to put that into your calendar. Now, this is a whole separate topic about organisation, but one thing I'll say is having a calendar has really, really been crucial for me, and kind of getting all my information clear in one place. So for me, I've been using Google Calendar. That is my organisation system. I do have a planner as well, but for my phone, Google Calendar, and it'll be synced with the planner, basically. So you want to make it really, really easy for yourself to see what's going on, so it's not information on scraps of paper all over the place. So some of the ways I can get these non-negotiables done is, well, to be honest, this applies to all the things, but getting really, really specific about things. So when I'm setting up my week, I have one day of the week where I sit and it's like a life management day, and I plan the week ahead, I reflect on the week behind, and I will plan in my non-negotiable time into my calendar. So I know, just randomly, for example, 10 a.m. on a Monday, in my room for an hour, I am working on this non-negotiable. And I go even further than that, to be honest. I get really specific about it. It's not that I'm just practicing guitar. I am watching this particular video about guitar. I am learning this particular scale. I'm working on this particular skill. For example, writing a song. I'm going to spend 20 minutes at this time, in this place, writing this song. It doesn't matter if it's rubbish. And at the end of 20 minutes, I move on. So for example, and I really feel like having things in my calendar is really, really great, to be honest, because then I can see, okay, this was my plan for the day, and I feel confident because I know it's guided by my goals as well, if that makes sense. So that's one thing. So some ways I can kind of get myself to do these things and make it easier is, for the gym, for example, this has been one way where routines and habits has been really, really key for me, and I've really had to consciously set myself up for success, because it took me ages, to be honest, to kind of get into the mindset of you know, I enjoy going to the gym, it's good for me, this isn't a punishment, this is a good thing, because I never really considered myself sporty. I didn't enjoy PE at school, any of that stuff. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy it a lot more now. For the most part, when I'm done, I feel really good. But I still have times where I think, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. It's a lot easier than it used to be, but you know, there's still a lot of days where I'm like, oh, I don't want to. So I remove this resistance, to be honest, by I'll put it into my calendar. I know I am going to the gym on this day, at this time, at this gym, and I'm doing this exercise. So it's very, very clear. There's no grey area around it. I'm very specific about it. And then what I will do is and this is in a really good book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. Really, really great book about habits, if you're interested in learning more about this. And he's got a really, really valuable newsletter as well that he does every week. And basically what I'll do is, it's kind of like I'll automate it, and I'll kind of like I'll trigger one kind of habit off the other. So say I'm out doing a job, what I'll go do in the morning is, or probably even the night before, I'll pack my bag with my gym stuff, or I'll lay out my gym clothes, so that's what I'm wearing that day, go off and do my job that I'm doing, and then before I even get a chance to go home, I will go to the gym, either already dressed in my gym gear or I have it with me, before I can kind of go home and switch off. So I already have all my snacks I need with me, my water, all that stuff, and it will just be automatic. And I do that a lot, to be honest, because I find it so much easier to go to the gym if I'm already out the house. So that's a really key one for me. I also get really clear, to be honest, about what times work best for me. So, you know, if I've not got a way to automate it off another thing I'm doing, I found, for me personally, going to the gym either first thing in the morning or like last thing before I go to bed, those times work for me. So it could be, you know, I'm just using gym as an example, but it could be whatever, you know, is your goal or whatever you're doing, where you try out different times, different methods of working, different places to work or do your activity, and work out which one feels the best for you. Which one do you think, this feels good, feels like the easiest time for me, this is when I've got the most energy, this is when I'm the most inspired to work on this, and use that to your advantage. Because I know first thing in the morning, I'm like, yes, I feel good, that is the time for me to go to the gym. Or last thing, kind of by midday is my slump. I'm like, that's no good for me, you know, personally. So that's one thing. And then kind of going off of that as well, make it realistic what you're doing and keep it super simple. So I'll go back to the gym analogy because it's easier to kind of follow through on that. So for the gym, when I first started thinking about it, I was like, oh right, I'll go to the gym 5 days a week and blah, blah, blah. And to be honest, going from nothing to 5 days a week just didn't work for me. So originally I was like, do you know what? Even if I go one time, that will be good. It's just building that habit. You know, and to begin with, I didn't even say I have to be here for this amount of time. I literally just went. And even if I just showed up to the gym and went home, which I think 1 or 2 times I actually did, you know, if I just show up and go, that's fine, because it's the habit of going. And then it would be like, right, can I stay here for 5 minutes? Can I stay here for 10 minutes? Can I, you know, and then I got a bit more, I homed in on it a little bit more. It was about building that habit of, you know, I'd leave my job and I would go to the gym, and kind of just getting into that routine of going, you know. And if you keep it realistic as well, you're more likely to stick to it, which is the goal, right? You want to be consistent. Rome wasn't built in a day. You need to keep building brick upon brick upon brick, which goes back to what we were talking about last week about small steps. Sorry, another ambulance is going by. I'll just let that go past a minute. So the last thing I'm going to talk about for today about routines and habits is batching content, which I mentioned in the intro here. So my example for this is for videos, because I mean, I don't really know how I could apply this to the gym aside from like planning out my week of when to go. Could maybe plan out when I'm gonna go all at the same time, but I couldn't all go at the same time. Anyway, ignore me. But like, so my thing for this is about socials and YouTube videos and stuff. So like today when I'm filming this podcast, I filmed 2 podcasts because I've already got everything set up and ready to go. I'm already in filming mode. It's less resistance to kind of get going because I'm already ready to film. I've already got it all set up. I've already been talking for a while. Same with filming my cover songs. Okay, I'll film a few in one go because I've already got my guitar there. I've warmed up my voice. And it can be really helpful as well. I mean, for me, if I kind of get into a zone on one thing, I'm like, right, I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone of making a song and I'm on my music production software. And that's what I'm doing, and you know, everything else kind of disappears around me, you know. Same with working on the Ruby Music Academy stuff. I'm like, right, this is what I'm doing. So I find it really, really helpful, to be honest, is to take advantage of that, take advantage of my mindset and how I'm feeling. I'm feeling inspired right now to do this certain thing. Let's take advantage of that, because there's going to be another time when I'm not motivated at all, and I've already got all this content, all this planning, you know, so I can get going, I can move on a bit faster, you know. So yeah, that is kind of my thoughts about routine and habit for this week. I mean, there's so much more you could say about it. I mean, I'd quite like to get a bit more specific in these podcasts rather than just having big umbrella kind of terms, and really think about specific kind of things. So if you have any ideas about specific things you'd like me to talk about around mindset, music creation, I don't know, happiness, whatever really, anything kind of around the umbrella term of like creation, music, mindset, organization, any of those things that you'd like me to talk about, please let me know. Drop me a message at hannahrubymusic, or that other social media as well, at Ruby Music Academy. So yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely rest of your week. And yeah, super excited for all the things coming up. Make sure to download that free gift. As I say, it's not going to be hanging around for super long. Sorry, my laptop is shutting down. I've let it go out of battery because I've been filming. So yeah, have a lovely, lovely rest of your week, Rubies. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.